All right, fellas, let's keep it real in this video today. Building muscle after 30 years old feels a little different, right? Back in our 20s, we could skip sleep, live off Taco Bell and Mountain Dew, crush a chest day, and still wake up with abs. Now, you miss one night of sleep. Kids need you, wife needs you, you trying to make $100,000 by tomorrow, and suddenly your back hurts, your metabolism takes vacation, and your kids think the dad bod is normal. You out here looking like Gucci man before the bed. But here's the truth, it's not too late, never too late. In fact, with the right strategy, men over 30 can build more muscle and burn more fat than they did in their 20s. Today in this video, I'm breaking down seven proven ways to train for pure muscle growth after 30 years old. Let's not belabor the point, let's dive right in. What's up? I'm Coach X, XFACTOR FITNESS, helping men over 30 build muscle, drop fat, and still enjoy burgers. The juicy ones with the bacon, not the veggie burgers with that gritty texture. If you're new here, I need you to hit that subscribe button because I drop straight to the point content that keeps you jacked and lean without giving up the foods you love. Let's get into progressive overload, the non-negotiable. I want you to think back to the first time you saw The Matrix. Neo wasn't dodging bullets on day one. He had to level up. Training works the same exact way. If you're lifting the same weight for the same reps week after week, you're basically stuck in the training matrix. Same scene, different day. A 2017 study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research proved progressive overload, gradually increasing weights, reps, or volume, is the single biggest driver of muscle growth. You have to force your body to adapt. That means track your lifts. Even adding 5 pounds or 1 extra rep each week compounds into big changes. Now, me personally, when I train with my group, we can't add 5 pounds. We gotta do 10, we gotta do 20. It's just the way it is. But for you, add 5. Bottom line, don't be the guy who stays in the first fight scene forever. Be Neo, upgrade and break out. Now I'm gonna be using old references all throughout this video because face it, y'all brothers is old. See, some of y'all is See, I'm a big bro still. I'm 35. 36, that's 35, big bro. Train in the hypertrophy rep range. You'll probably heard the old myth, low reps for size, high reps for tone. That's as outdated as waiting for a Netflix DVD in the mail. Studies now, they show that the sweet spot for hypertrophy is 6 to 12 reps per set with solid form. Heavy enough to challenge you, but light enough to get the volume in. Here's where you guys over 30 mess up. You go too heavy chasing ego lifts and blow out your shoulder. I got a messed up shoulder myself. I understand. It is what it is. Or they go too light chasing a pump that fades faster than they lead in Mario Kart 64 after hitting that banana peel on Rainbow Road. Hypertrophy is about tension and time under load. Time under tension. Practical tip for you guys. Stick with 3 to 5 sets in that range and focus on control. Think of it like a Rocky training montage. You need that perfect mix of weight and volume where growth actually happens. Control your rest periods. This one right here is gonna hit home for a lot of you. Remember staying up all night watching Rush Hour or Friday with your bros or your lady or whatever the case was and still function the next day? Try that now and you're gonna need a nap, you're gonna need some Advil, and you're gonna need a chiropractor. Same thing goes for rest in the gym. You can't just wing it anymore. Research actually shows that resting 60 to 90 seconds between hypertrophy sets is ideal for muscle growth. Too short of a rest and you'll gas out. Too long and you'll lose intensity and momentum. You gotta think of your rest like rewatching Space Jam. Once or twice is perfect. Watch it 5 times in a row, suddenly you're tired, you're confused, and now you're asking yourself, why were the Monstars so terrifying as a kid? I know I'm not alone. Who created the Monstars? But that's neither here or there. Keep your rest tight and intentional. And I forgot to tell you guys, if you're wondering why I'm doing my videos in this manner, is the fact that I want to chop it up nice and clean and throw it on Instagram, throw it on TikTok. So if you aren't following me on any of the other platforms, all the links are down below, but it's XFACTOR_fitness at Instagram. Lock in over there if you want to see the reels. Compound movements are king. If you grew up in the 90s, like me, you know the classics. Men in Black, Independence Day, Gladiator. I didn't actually see Gladiator, but it's considered a classic. I had to do my research. Anyways, compounds are the classics of lifting. You got your bench, you got your squat, you got your deadlift, you got your pull-ups, your rows. These never go out of style because they recruit multiple muscle groups at once. A study in the sports medicine found compound lifts trigger greater testosterone and growth hormone release than isolation lift. Greater testosterone, come on now fellas. Greater testosterone, I know a handful of you out there who can use more testosterone. Translation: doing squats builds more overall muscle than hammer curls ever will. Compounds are your blockbuster movies. Blockbuster. Back in the day, everybody was at Blockbusters. They do the heavy lifting. Isolation movements, that's more like straight to the DVD spin-offs. Entertaining, sure, but it won't win you an Oscar. You gotta do your compound lifts. And no, you do not have to be a power lifter to do the compound lifts. You need to do the compound lifts so you can build that muscle. I done waited all the way to 5. Throw the hat on. Got these gray hairs. I'm tired of looking at the gray hairs, guys. I'm old, man. Got the grays, but I'm tired of looking at them. Let's throw the hat on. Let's finish strong. We all the way after isolation work. It's the sprinkles, not the cake. Now don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a good curl. But isolation moves are like the sidekick character in a 90s comedy. They're funny, they make it better, but they're not carrying the movie. Isolation is great for detail, shaping, and weak points, but it should make up 20 to 30% of your training, not the whole thing. Too many guys skip the compounds like we talked about earlier, and they live on the curls, the extensions, the raises, wondering why they look the same year after year. So hit your compounds first, your deads, your bench, all of that. Then finish with your isolation work. Think of it like Rush Hour. Jackie Chan carried the martial arts. Chris Tucker added the spice. You need both. But you know who's leading the show. Now, I'm going to beg to differ on who's leading the show when we're talking about the rush hours, because I think the rush hours was about comedy, and if you got the comedy, you need Chris Tucker. 1, 2, 3, me and the Queen just watched him the other day. You need that comedy. Chris Tucker won that one, all right? So I'm watching Rush Hour for Chris Tucker. But for rush hour purposes, martial arts, Jackie Chan was the man. Chris Tucker, he did his thing, bop, bop, boom, all that. But Jackie Chan was the star. All right, so Jackie Chan, star, compound. Chris Tucker, isolation with the comedy. You need both. Recovery is the secret weapon. Let's be real. After 30, recovery isn't optional. It's survival. A 2010 study in sleep found men who slept only 5 hours had 60% lower testosterone than men who slept for 7 to 8. 60%. Here we go talking about that testosterone. We need that, fellas. Think about our old school game Tekken. That was one of my favorites right there. I used to get Eddie all the time. But if I'm stepping in there with half my health bar already gone, I don't stand a chance no matter how good the combos are. I mean, he doing disco spins and all, but if the health bar isn't there, it's not happening. If your sleep isn't there, if your testosterone isn't there, it's not happening. And it's not just sleep. Stress, nutrition, hydration, all these things matter more than ever. Recovery is when the growth happens. Lifting is just a stimulus. Ignore your recovery and you're just breaking yourself down with no rebuild. So yeah, I know you want to grind, but the guys who grow are the ones who recover. You need to treat your sleep, your nutrition, and your stress management like part of the program, not an afterthought. Think of it as the difference between button mashing with Eddie Gordo or actually learning the combos. You'll get way better results. Now, I was a guy who was just the dude was going to spin regardless. He was going to do it regardless. But if we talking about building muscle, we can't just go in there just blind thinking that we going to hit something. No, we need to learn the combos. You need to learn your stress. You need to learn your sleep. You need to learn your hydration. You need to learn it all in order for you to actually get those results. All right, let me swap this hat to the front, get on my dad flow. I am a dad, so I am over 30. I don't want y'all getting the wrong impression. All right, let me tighten this thing up too, because you can't be having it loose either. All right, wear your dad hats right. Let me see. Let's get tight on him. Oh, there it is. Oh, cutting circulation off. There it is. There we go. All right, we ready. So there you have it. Progressive overload, hypertrophy rep range, smart rest, compound lifts, isolation polish, frequency, and recovery. That's the blueprint. Do this consistently and you'll not only pack on muscle, you'll torch the fat, boost the energy, and honestly, feel younger than you did when you was in your early 20s when you thought the Axe spray bottle and Mountain Dew was a lifestyle. We've all been there. I'm not judging. If this video helped you out, I want you to hit that like button so we can get it out there. I want you to drop a comment. Tell me what your current training split is and subscribe for more tips on how to build muscle after 30. I want you to follow me on Instagram, XFACTOR_fitness. You'll get some motivation. You'll get some workouts. You'll get videos like these, all chopped and screwed. And no matter what, the content is going to help you take your physique to that next level. So I need you to DM me for online coaching or hit that link, that first link in the description box for online one-on-one coaching, and let's get to work. Again, I'm Coach Zay, X Factor Fitness, helping men over 30 build muscle, burn fat, and still eat that burger. Not the veggie burger. I'm talking about the burger with the bacon, some cheese, the whole nine. All right, I'm gonna catch you in the next one.